Change is the only constant. Words that ring true in regards to every aspect of life, but especially sports, and even more specifically, the NFL. From the leather helmet to the modern helmet, the development of the forward pass, and the implementation of free agency. The game has been changing for as long as it's been around, and the current transition that we're seeing from the old school run the football down their throat to modern teams that use analytics and numbers is no different. But it's not only teams that are putting more of an emphasis on these numbers, it's you, the fan, which is evident by the fact that fantasy football and sports betting are as popular as they've ever been. Now, in honor of this growing trend, in today's video, I'd like to cover 42 of the most interesting stats and facts from the 2019 NFL regular season. These will be in no particular order, and with that being said, let's get into the video. Number 1. This year, the Ravens broke the 1978 Patriots record of 3,165 rushing yards in a season, as they ran for 3,296 yards off the backs of Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram. Number 2. Two quarterbacks led their teams in rushing yards this year. Lamar Jackson led the Ravens with 1,206 yards, and Ryan Fitzpatrick led the Dolphins with 243 yards. Number 3. And with Ryan Fitzpatrick's rushing prowess still fresh in our minds, I should mention that he's also become the oldest player in NFL history to lead his team in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, beating out guys such as Marcus Allen and Emmitt Smith. Number 4. Now, don't forget about Lamar though, as this season he shattered Michael Vick's NFL record of 1,039 rushing yards in a season by a quarterback, with his own previously aforementioned 1,206 yards. Number 5. After Ryan Fitzpatrick defeated the Patriots in Week 17 for the Dolphins, 27-24, he had officially beaten the Pats with every AFC East team, the Bills in 2011, the Jets in 2015, and the Dolphins in 2019. Number 6. This year, Derrick Henry had 973 yards after contact, which by itself would be good for the 17th most rushing yards in the league. Number 7. After Kirk Cousins and the Vikings lost to the Packers 23-10 in Week 16, Cousins' career Monday Night Football record dropped to 0-9, the worst of all time. Number 8. This year, Jimmy Garoppolo was pretty much two separate players with and without Emmanuel Sanders. Before the Sanders trade in his first 6 games, he passed for 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 1,314 yards. In the final 10 games with Sanders, he passed for 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 2,664 yards. Now, if you convert this to a per-game average, pre-Sanders comes out to 1.17 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 219 yards. And post-Sanders comes out to 2 touchdowns, 0.7 interceptions, and 266 yards. Number 9. Saints backup quarterback Taysom Hill had 6 receiving touchdowns this season, which was more than NFL stars such as Emmanuel Sanders, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and OBJ. Number 10. Ted Ginn has been in the league for 13 years and has 409 career receptions, while his teammate Michael Thomas is in his 4th year in the league and he already has 470 receptions. Number 11. Speaking of Michael Thomas, this year he broke Marvin Harrison's 2002 record of receptions in a season, as he caught 149 balls. Number 12. In Week 7 and 8, Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Stephon Diggs had the exact same stat line, with 7 catches for 143 yards and 0 touchdowns versus the Lions, and 7 catches for 143 yards and 0 touchdowns versus the Redskins. Number 13. With Cameron Jordan's 4th sack of the day of Matt Ryan on Thanksgiving, he set the record for most sacks by a defender on a specific quarterback in NFL history, with 18. Number 14. Although not one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, in Week 13, Andy Dalton did become the Bengals' all-time leader in touchdown passes, with his 198th career touchdown pass, and currently he has 204. Number 15. Despite being the 18th receiver taken in the 2019 NFL Draft, Darius Slayton was 7th in receptions, 5th in yards, and tied for 1st in touchdowns out of all NFL rookie receivers. So who knows, but maybe he'll be getting a who was drafted before him in a couple of years. Number 16. With the Bills' Week 15, 17-10 defeat of the Pittsburgh Steelers, it marked their first win on Sunday Night Football since September 3rd, 2000 against the Tennessee Titans. Number 17. This 43-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick to Devontae Parker was the 7th time in Fitzmagic's career that he has thrown a touchdown pass against the Eagles for a different team. He is the only player in NFL history to pass for a touchdown against one opponent while playing for 7 separate franchises. Number 18. In the same game in the second quarter, Dolphins punter Matt Hack threw a touchdown pass to Dolphins kicker Jason Sanders. This marked the first time that a kicker had caught a touchdown pass since 1977. Number 19. This year, Kyler Murray joined Cam Newton as the only other rookie quarterback in NFL history to pass for at least 3,500 yards and rush for at least 500. Number 20. Brashad Perriman recorded 3 straight 100-plus yard games to finish the year. Yet throughout his first 48 career games, he didn't have a single one with over 100 yards. Number 21. In Week 17, Jameis Winston became the first ever quarterback to join the 30-touchdown, 30-interception club on this 27-yard Deion Jones pick six. Number 22. Now, if you turned all of Jameis Winston's interceptions into receiving stats, defenders would have had 30 catches for 469 yards and 7 touchdowns off of him. Number 23. Now, in the same game where Jameis threw his 30th interception, Falcons offensive tackle Ty Sambrailo caught a 35-yard touchdown pass, which is the longest offensive touchdown of all time by a player weighing 300 or more pounds. Number 24. While not as long, there was another notable big man touchdown catch this year, when Buffalo left tackle Dion Dawkins became the only player to catch a touchdown pass for the Bills in both 2018 and 2019. Number 25. But for as big as Dion and Ty are, they weren't the only big men to catch touchdowns this year, as 5 others did it.
Looking to throw. Who's it going to be? It is Ricard. Play fake. Throws it. There he is. Did he get it first before he throws it? Dennis Kelly. Play fake to Barber in the pass. Touchdown.
David Quessenberry, Patrick Ricard, Christian Wilkins, Dennis Kelly, and Vita Vea each caught a touchdown this season, as we saw 7 men over 300 pounds catch touchdowns, an NFL record. Number 26. Now, although the Patriots defense didn't finish too hot, they did start out that way. Through their first 3 games of the year, they became the first team to not allow a passing or rushing touchdown in the Super Bowl era. Number 27. Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey had quite the prolific year. Despite being one of the best runners in the game, going for 1,387 yards on the ground, he was also an incredible receiver, going for 1,005 yards through the air, as he joined Marshall Faulk and Roger Craig as one of 3 backs in NFL history with 1,000 receiving yards in a season. Which takes us to our 28th point. McCaffrey also broke the NFL record for the most receptions in a season by a running back with 116. Number 29. In Week 17, when Landon Roberts caught a 38-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady, he became the 77th player Tom has ever thrown a touchdown to, an NFL record. Second place on this list is Vinny Testaverde, who has thrown a touchdown pass to 70 different players. Number 30. Now, despite the fact that Tom Brady has thrown a touchdown pass to 77 different receivers, Landon Roberts is only the second defensive player to catch one from the GOAT, with the other being former Patriots linebacker and Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. Number 31. Julio Jones became the fastest player to 12,000 career receiving yards in NFL history on this Week 16 play versus the Jaguars. It only took him 125 games to do it, while it took second place Jerry Rice 142 games. Number 32. After finishing this year with 115 total tackles, Buffalo Bills linebacker Tremaine Edmunds has become the first player in NFL history with 2 seasons of 100-plus tackles before the age of 21. Number 33. Rams quarterback Jared Goff, who threw for 22 touchdown passes this year, didn't throw a single one in the month of November, despite starting 3 games. Number 34. Eagles wide receiver Greg Ward was cut 6 times by the team. But in Week 15, he caught the game-winning touchdown and had 61 receiving yards. Number 35. This year, the NFL's top 5 quarterbacks in passing yardage, Jameis Winston, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Phillip Rivers, and Matt Ryan, each failed to make the postseason. Number 36. Now with Jameis being the league leader in passing yards with 5,109, and Shaq Barrett leading the league with 19.5 sacks, the Buccaneers are the first team to ever have the leaders in both these categories on the same team in the same season. Number 37. Carson Wentz broke Donovan McNabb's franchise record of 3,916 passing yards by throwing for 4,039 yards and becoming the first Eagles quarterback to ever break the 4,000-yard mark in a single season. Number 38. Carson Wentz also became the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for at least 4,000 passing yards without a wide receiver who broke the 500-yard mark. Number 39. During the Patriots' Week 16 game versus the Bills, Julian Edelman caught his 564th pass from Brady, breaking Wes Welker's record for the most passes caught from Tom. Not bad for a 7th round quarterback. Number 40. During the Saints-Colts Monday Night Football game in Week 15, Drew Brees broke Peyton Manning's record for all-time touchdown passes by throwing his 540th to Josh Hill. He currently has the record with 547. Number 41. This wasn't the only record Drew set on that night, as he completed 29 of his 30 pass attempts for a 96.7 completion percentage, which is the highest for a game in NFL history. Number 42. In Week 5, Will Fuller scored 53.7 fantasy points off of his 14 catches for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns, which was the best fantasy game for a wide receiver since 2000. While these 42 random stats and facts might not be the best way to analyze and bet on a game played out in real life by real people, they certainly help to simplify it, and they show us unique patterns and trends that we wouldn't otherwise notice. And as Jay-Z would say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.